And I think I've had 5 closings in Ramsey this year, just fucking randomly.
Okay.
So I don't know, Ramsey, I've been just hot over there.
It's your neck of the woods?
Yeah, I guess so. I
Yep.
grew up there. I was actually born in Ramsey, so I guess maybe that's it. But
Did you dirt bike? I feel like everybody up there dirt bikes.
a little bit.
Well,
Oh yeah,
bit
didn't you
dirt
get
bike.
one for your birthday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a mini crotch rocket.
You got
for
a
Christ-
mini crotch rocket?
for Christmas when I was like 5.
No.
And that got me in a lot of trouble.
Wait, so what's the difference between that and a pit bike? Mini pit bike?
Like it looks like a crotch rocket. Like you'd
Okay.
see like a Ducati on the road. Like,
Did
but
you
it's
have blade shades though?
I don't think I did. No.
Come on.
No. I mean, this was only like, what, 10 years ago I would have been doing this shit.
Yep.
All right.
So I would have been 13. And I had the crotch rocket when I was like 5, so 15 years ago.
Good old crotch rockets. Wait, what's the Bugatti? No, what's the one you said again?
Ducati.
Ducati.
Right? Is
Yeah.
that right, Jake?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Those
would
are
know.
sweet.
I rode on one once. It was like bike night with a bunch of friends. And
It's scary.
I was petrified.
Yeah.
But I was a dumbass and I had heels on. So it was like in my mid-20s, just an idiot. And I put my feet on what I thought was the pegs, and it was the fucking tailpipe.
Oh.
I was fine. Didn't
Burn
burn.
yourself?
The
Oh.
shoes were like, wow, like fully morphed around the tail. And figured it out, obviously, pretty
Yeah.
quick. But we'd crack up about that. No, it was pretty great.
My
So it was
buddy,
funny.
my buddy had like a GSXR like 1100, some crazy fast crotch rocket.
Yeah.
And I remember this is back in like probably
Back in the day.
Back in the day, 2010
So
maybe.
old.
And then me and my buddy were in his like his like riced out Honda, and he drove past us and he was going like 200.
Yeah.
Like it looked like it was like. It was scary.
Oh my god.
He ended up selling it after he had a kid because it's like it's a death.
It's a death
Yeah.
trap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I
Your
was
wife's
just-
gonna murder you.
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
On my way here, there was a bike, and I was just like, we were at a stoplight, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, a BMW? Who the hell's buying a bike from BMW?
Yeah.
I could never. I don't know.
My buddy has a BM. It's like a really old one though. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're good bikes.
I don't know enough about bikes.
I don't either.
I was driving fast with one, like, when it was nice, like, last week.
Yeah.
Like, going to Big Lake, like, we were flying.
Yeah?
Me and
What's
this bike.
fast?
Like, 90 to 100.
Okay.
And, like, I
I'm
was
shitting
turning to
myself.
go home, and me and the bike waved to each other. I'm like, that was a badass moment for
I
me.
love that. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a road trip, but you follow like along with one person
Oh, yeah.
for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then like one turns off onto an exit and you're kind of like, oh,
Right?
like
yeah.
we've been going for so
Wow.
long
Yeah.
and then now you're gone.
I
You
remember
just make friends randomly on the highway.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they don't even
Yeah.
know, but like, you know.
in
yeah.
high school, we went to Montana to go on a snowboarding trip, and we would follow somebody, and then we'd like airdrop them something and try to be like grab coffee with them or food
Oh
or drinks
my
or
That's a
something.
good
It
idea.
was
That's
just
awesome.
dumb high school kids being dumb.
I didn't even
Yeah.
think of that.
Yeah, technology, man, it's crazy nowadays.
Yeah. All right, Britt Ringstrom, thank you for coming on.
Good day.
Let's see. You were on Realtor of the Week. I think is when we
yes.
first connected.
Yep.
Made some content together, and then I completely fell off, to be honest.
We're all humans.
I know, but with everybody, it wasn't just you. It was like, I just need to stop everything and just recoup. And anyways.
The world's stimulating it's
Man.
easy to get overwhelmed.
Yeah. Your house. We'll put your address right here. No, but your house.
Show up and I'll kill you.
Yeah. Your house is incredible.
I don't
It's
know.
like when I went there first to film, every room is like perfectly set up to film in. I feel like perfectly furnished, and you have the plants like in your yard too. And you got, what do you got? Like a sauna. Do you have a red light therapy room?
I've got red light, yes, with some Normatec little compression boots there,
course.
and a little mini trampoline.
Yeah.
Get your lymphatic movement going in the morning. Of
course,
all kinds of
duh.
weird shit. The sauna and ice bath. We're in my garden shed actually, so that was kind of what drew me to the house initially. I was like, I saw this shed. I'm like, I'm buying this house.
Yeah.
Old house, shed for a sauna. Boom, done.
But I mean, you kind of do like everything, a lot of like DIY stuff, right? Like, you kind of do it all yourself.
I have really smart friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's smart.
I think collectively, I have smart friends, and I like to learn the process along the way. So even like my fence, hired my little awesome 75-year-old neighbor to help me. Told him my idea. I was like, but I want to do it with you because I want to learn. I think that's
cool.
Grew up doing labor, and I don't want to just make somebody else do it for me. I want to actually do it with them. So
do you find yourself on YouTube a lot doing like tutorial videos?
no,
you watch those a lot?
I should. I should.
Yeah.
But no, I actually don't. It's just learning from other friends, and everybody else does their due diligence on each one, or they just have the experience. Like my buddy Travis, he had an old door from a job site a lady didn't want. It was never even used, and he had built doors, so he of course obviously knows the whole piece on framing and everything, and I don't know. So I would just learn from him. So just each person that's helped me along the way, I learned something from them as well.
Wow.
So
Gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just learn from other people.
yeah.
Smart.
I mean, I shouldn't. Yes, I watch some YouTube videos or some just online, whether it's some social platform. But I find it more fun to learn from other people's experiences and how they learn. Some of it was a lot of ups. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will pan out. But yeah, there's a lot of unfinished projects because I have this like mountain of ideas and then this much time I think to complete all those. So you'll notice a lot of things that are not fully finished.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No,
My friends like to give me a lot of crap on that.
I get that for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Pinterest board or something?
that's
I mean,
smart.
you got to. If
I
you got-
probably should.
You should have
Yeah.
your own account and just
My-
like, post your house.
Maybe, yeah, you're giving me a lot of credit on this little
The house is insane.
hobbit house.
It's cool. It's so cool. And then you also have chickens.
I do.
How many chickens?
Well, R.I.P. I lost one this
No.
last. I know.
Damn.
Sweet Beatrice. She was one of my oldest ones.
Gone but not forgotten.
all
Gone but
your
not
fault,
forgotten.
Jake.
It's all your fault, Jake. You did it. I came out and she was like stiff as a board, dead, and the girls couldn't be bothered. They're just moving about their day
Eating
around her. Yep, exactly.
Oh.
So, but they die all the time. People that have large amount of chickens, obviously they lose chickens like every single day. It's just funny when you get close to your chickens because you just hang out with them and
pet,
sleep all
yeah.
day long. Yeah. It becomes a pet, which I'm not to the level of bringing the chickens in the house yet because there's
Yeah.
people that do that, which
That's
is fascinating
crazy.
to me. I don't know how they don't have shit everywhere, but I've seen the diaper situation on chickens.
So,
I won't be doing that.
I don't want to ask this question, but I feel like I have to.
yeah.
Did you eat the chicken?
Great question. No.
Okay.
Funny story. She's buried in my front garden, actually. On the yep. I don't know if you want the full story on that
Yeah.
one. Okay, so was gonna carry her across the street where all the coyotes live and a bunch of other wild animals, and just let nature take its course. And there was guys digging for fiber. What's it called? Fiber optic.
Fiber optic, yeah. Do you mind if I put my chicken in here?
I go literally. I was like, "Good morning, sir." I was like, "My chicken is deceased. How do I get to this? Can I perhaps lay her to rest in this hole that the coyotes are not going to dig out 6 feet down?" He didn't speak in English.
Oh.
Lo siento, no hables inglés. So I used Google Translate and a little bit of help that I had, and I translated, "Can I put my chicken in your hole?" And he.
Crazy.
See,
5
he was
p.m.?
very cool with it. Very cool with it. No, I laid my chicken down and I made him a cup of coffee. So,
Oh, that's cool.
so my chicken is literally buried in my front.
I gotta use
garden.
that. Can I put my chicken in your hole?
Yeah, it went really well.
Is that your new
He
pickup
went
line?
really, really well. Yep. The whole line of them along my street were just laughing all day long.
So how
At the
is
crazy
your eggs, the chicken eggs, compared to like store bought?
Well,
Night and day difference.
Cheaper.
Yeah,
Yep. Turns
yeah.
out the color of the yolk, so way more nutrient dense. Believe it or not, just like human beings, the more we are able to run and play outside, as we've talked about before too.
Yeah.
The sunlight you're getting, the nutrients that you're getting, not consuming all kinds of garbage, you're going to be happier. You're moving around outside, you're going to be happier. So they're going to produce a ultimately more nutrient dense product.
Yeah.
I hate saying a product, but it's food. It's something that we can all ingest. You asked earlier if I ate the chicken. I did not eat her, but I will say there's the meat birds and then layers. I think some people might eat their layers once they die. I know, like my farmer, she composts hers. So they just toss them in a compost pile. But yes, so the eggs are pretty great.
And then last question about the chickens.
Yeah.
What happens in the winter? They just huddle up inside and then.
They just chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
They still run around a little bit outside, but they're
okay.
divas about their feet.
Oh,
so I'll
sure.
stomp out some little paths for them. If the sun's out, they're pretty excited. So
Yeah.
their laying slows down. I don't heat their coop because you want them to be able to naturally survive, essentially be more self-sustainable chickens, because that's the goal, right? Is you just want super self-sufficient chickens. No, I think other people do, of course, heat their coops, but I just do a light, essentially, to make them think that their days are longer, and they end up laying eggs throughout the winter.
Oh, that's smart.
I had one winter, though, the chickens, they're feisty little bitches, and they kicked one of them out.
What?
And it's just pecking order stuff.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let her back in the coop. And it's like blizzarding. Wind is howling. This chicken is just fighting to stay alive. But she conquered through.
Yeah.
So, but you have to kind of,
Did she get let back into the posse or?
I just shoved her back and I quick shut the door. And I did that for multiple nights because they would kick her out and they wouldn't let her back in. Like one would block the doorway.
No way.
Yeah. I know.
What
They're
the
little.
fuck?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of
They're-
chicken shit everywhere?
Yeah, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
People, it's funny. I was talking to someone else. They're like, yeah, Instagram paints this picture of whether you're a farmer or you just have chickens or you have a sea of random ass animals and reptiles. I don't know. Cool, whatever it is. There's so much messy shit people don't realize, right? Like you have poop on you often. So obviously you want to make sure that you're not bringing all that into your house.
Oh, yeah.
So there's things I'll wear out to the coop, even just different boots. Different gloves you use if you use gloves. I do protect I'm not a big mask girl, never actually was ever. But I do wear a good solid mask when I go into their coop. Or clean the
N95,
coop.
of course.
Deeper than N95. Yes.
What?
Yes. The
And 105. I don't know.
Yeah.
105. Yeah, like a painter's mask, the kind with, I don't even know what they're
Oh,
what
the
they're called.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're inhaling so much of all of their shit, and it's crazy. A friend of mine who was in the optometry world, she said that they would have a lot of farmers would come in with parasites, and they'd see them slithering in their eyeballs
Oh.
because you're inhaling all of that stuff all day long. And even the bunnies that come into the coop, because there's a lot of bunny poop. So the bunnies actually are what bring more of the bugs, if you will.
interesting.
So you just have to be cognizant of it.
Where?
Keep it clean.
What city do you live in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Victoria.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it over there.
I love it.
Super nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if we could just stop expanding, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
Yeah.
There's one farmer that I love so much, and he's right in the snap middle of a bunch of new construction townhomes
it's
and not
pissed.
fucking moving. You can
Yeah.
tell, and I
Yeah.
love it. So it's like you look out these townhomes, and all of a sudden, boop, there's some cows and a little farm. So I love that still exists.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Up, where the guy just has, I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Just the house and then all the skyscrapers around it. It's like,
Yep.
Do
That'll
I-
be me.
Do I
Yep.
remember that?
that's like
crazy.
your,
That is
yeah.
like a fucking
20
iconic
What a
movie.
great movie.
That is a great movie.
Yeah, the balloons. I always thought that maybe we could pull that off.
Yeah.
I still think we can.
Mr. Beast, I think he had to have
Shocker.
done something.
Yeah.
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 Talking about eating healthy, playing outside, sunlight. Have you guys watched the Liver King documentary
I
on
watched
Netflix?
part of it.
I've not. I saw him more in the beginning phases, and then I kind of slowed down on my
I haven't
attentiveness to that
I
one.
haven't watched it yet,
Oh,
but I've
okay.
heard it's like, damn, this guy lied about a lot of shit.
Yeah. I watched.
I got the glitch on that one.
Yeah.
Or the little
mean-
image of that.
Yeah.
How couldn't he be on steroids? I mean, that dude was
Yeah.
jacked.
Yep.
I watched the first episode, and
Is it worth watching?
I don't think so, because I've already seen so much of his content and him getting exposed that now it's just kind of like, this is kind of old news.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
claimed to be all natural?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And he's on, they did like,
How did he pull off people believing that?
there's this guy,
That guy
Derek,
was a monster.
from More Plates, More Dates, and he did a, like a natty or not, like, are you natural or not? And
Sure.
I guess he was on like a shit ton of human growth hormone, a shit ton of testosterone, a shit ton of like anadrol, like a whole list of ingredients of stuff that he was on. And for anybody in like the fitness world, like you are, you got to look at him and be like, duh. Even people that aren't in it, it's like,
Yeah.
That's
come
not
on.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Even his abs are like perfectly,
Yep.
yeah.
That was always interesting, even in Gridley, when they finally announced that they're going to do drug testing. We're like, well, yeah, pretty normal.
Yeah.
But there was the select people you could see are just shitting themselves because they're about to be tested. But I'm like,
Exposed.
did you think that nobody knew? It's
Right.
not that hard to tell.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to, there's so many things that, I mean, we're just going to jump to all of them, but you beat cancer. I know that's kind of, can we talk about that?
yeah, I'm an open book.
When did you
First of all, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, huge props to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you get diagnosed? What do you think the reason was? How do you think you beat it?
Yeah. It was, I want to say July. Sorry, it's too far away.
you're
It was July of 2022, I want to say. Yeah, July 2022. Got a diagnosis. I think that it might have been there a little bit longer than we thought, but started essentially non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Diagnosis, you got to do all this radiation, the whole works, a bunch of other treatments, and I had always been skeptical of that anyways. But yeah, I just decided to kind of actually advocate for myself and take matters into my own hands. So I did my due diligence with my oncologist, got a second opinion from another doctor out in California, utilizing a whole myriad of other approaches that I'd kind of already tried a handful of. But throughout it all, I think the most beautiful thing is realizing how capable the human body is of healing. And all the other people that I met along the way that also did that on their own. But you're not going to hear about it as much. Now, granted, thanks to social media, it's more prevalent and out there, and people are able to be more vocal about it, which is great. But I think ultimately, not blowing it out of proportion for yourself with just instant reactions of fear, because obviously what that does to your system. But unraveling probably years of patterns that have been created could cause cancer, but also other, things that have tainted your body that could cause cancer. So they think a lot of it came from the biologics I was on, which was, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis when I was 20. And at the time I was diagnosed was I 39 or 40. And I had been on those drugs for 20 years. I was like, well, I've got to get off this shit, because you have a 40% higher chance of developing non-Hodgkin's when you're on those biologics. Biologics now are made in a lab for about a 10-year process. Your body is not meant to ingest that shit, let alone if you look at the warning labels of a lot of these biologics that they're pumping in people, that specialists are pumping in all of these human beings that have some level of autoimmune. Is anyone really looking at the fine print of what this shit's actually doing to your body? Probably not, because you're in some awful level of pain or issue that you are going through, and this is just what you're told is your best possible option. And so I am very, very glad that I went off of that, or off of those drugs. I was first on Enbrel, then Humira, then Enbrel again. Once I went off of it, one of the main tumors shrunk by like 70%.
Wow.
In a very short period of time. So that was just one piece to the puzzle, right? Could it have been not the vaccine? I didn't get vaccinated.
We'll get there.
Well, we can get there, or not. But I see the biologics as another form of a vaccine. What's the heavy metal situation that we have that we're pumping into those? Why are the warning labels so high, but we're so quick to brush past all of that?
Mercury,
you name it, right?
Yeah.
And then I look at a bigger picture, right, of when I say the word vaccine. I refused to get the vaccine, and my rheumatologist basically booted me from her clinic because I wouldn't get it. To each her own, right? Now, we've obviously learned a lot more since then, but the part that I wish they would give more attention to is the vaccine, but also these different biologics and these drugs that they're giving to people and what it's doing to their body and to their system, and why people, could essentially get off of those, but also you have to be cognizant of what did you put in your body.
Right.
I mean, if you look at
how
something...
do you detox from it?
Yeah. If you look at something like SV40, which SV40 they've known about since, that was studied, I want to say in the late 50s. You guys know much about SV40? So there's been a lot of course, conversation, and I have to be careful what I say, I guess, apparently, even though I'm not really a big human being, but like, we're not supposed to know about this SV40, which has essentially been filtered in, whether it's back from the polio vaccine or in today's time of the COVID vaccine. And it's essentially an agent where it's opening up all kinds of other cavities or channels, if you will, for cancer to be instilled. So should people be petrified because of that, knowing that they're all going to all have cancer? No, not necessarily. I think you just have to be on a high alert of what's going in your body.
Yeah.
So whether it's a vaccine, whether it's a biologic, whether it's the food you eat, whether it's the screen that you have in front of your face all day long, or the air that you're breathing or not breathing, all those things are a combination that can build something like cancer.
Yeah.
But if you simplify it, cancer is just what? Radicalized cells. It's cells that have completely become chaotic and not really sure how they're supposed to function. Maybe it starts with one cell and it grows from there. But if we can find a way to eradicate those eradicated cells, or calm those eradicated cells, I feel like the human body can actually come out of that fight or flight mode, or that chaotic fighting period that it's in, going through some sort of a battle.
Even because I'm like I love supplements and vitamins, and people are like, well, I have a multivitamin, and there's like definitely different tiers of like good vitamins and bad vitamins as far as brands go.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like, you're talking about different stuff that we're putting into our body. It's like, it's great you're taking a multivitamin, but there's also so much filler that they put into vitamins and supplements that people don't realize. And spending the extra $20 versus like a Walmart brand vitamin is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
Pharma
makes a difference.
owns majority of vitamin companies, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to have your high alerts on at all times. Like, stop buying Kirkland vitamins, an example, depending on what you're taking, because you don't really know what's in that, or are you just pissing out sand for all we know. So if you can get to a better source or a more quality source, whether it's a small company that you entrust, or maybe you go outside of the United States, which I buy some stuff from a Finnish company, and a few other, but also Thorne. If you're looking at something, obviously Thorne is more expensive, but you're getting what you pay for.
Pure.
Yeah, and it's that actual grade that you want, where it's going to cross through the cell membrane. Yeah. Whereas some nutrients and vitamins are just literally entering, shoving more toxins into your body.
My brain just went blank.
You got it.
Hold on.
It's okay. I rambled forever about SV40 and vaccines for no reason.
I mean, we had to get there eventually. I was going to ask, so what, you ended up beating cancer. How did you find, when was that? How did you find out? Sure. Did it just go away? Like, what was it just, was it just like a lifestyle change?
So frequent visits, frequent blood work, frequent scans.
Yeah.
I did my part on that. I did not do the treatments they wanted me to do. So I skipped past the radiation. I skipped past rituximab after realizing the side effects that would come with that. Now, that was my choice. Like, this is not me discouraging anyone, because you have to advocate for yourself and whatever treatment is right for you. But radiating my body more than it needs to be didn't sound ideal to me.
Yeah.
Nor did rituximab, nor did destroying my gut flora, nor did some form of chemo to destroy my entire gut.
All the cells. Yeah.
All of the cells.
Yeah.
It was a mixed bag, whether it's hot cold therapy, red light therapy, lymphatic massage, lymphatic drainage, through dietary, through supplements, through different herbs that actually can attack essentially cancer cells. I did ivermectin, of course. People like to shit on that, but I think
it's horse medicine.
Complete horse paste, total horse paste. But it makes you wonder a little bit more of like, okay, are we looking more in the realm of parasites when we talk about cancer or eradicated cells? Proper movement, because I think I found that I lost a lot of strength and a lot of muscle after in the training world for so long, going to barely being able to get out of bed in the morning or walk down the stairs or not fall down the stairs, things like that. So keeping physically active and getting stronger was a big factor too. Different sound frequency, light frequency. I had a frequency machine that I utilize as well. So you enter different protocols in there, fighting against different antigens and pathogens that have entered your body, essentially reprogramming. Frequency is a whole category in itself, I think, from a cancer treatment or any ailment treatment. So we're functioning at a beautiful frequency all day long, but when we're exposed to so much, so you think about the human body is a battery, but we're exposed to these artificial frequencies, right? Our cell phones, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth headphones, you name it, right? And that's altering the frequency of how our body is actually supposed to go and survive on a natural basis.
I always put on whenever I'm working like the 432
Yeah.
hertz on
Yep.
YouTube. I don't even know if it is actually 432.
Yeah, it's probably 432. It's a standard good healing frequency.
Yeah, so I always put that on, and I don't even know if it's working, but I'm just like, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you're getting more work.
Placebo, yeah.
Well, and you think about it, it's through sound and through light. There are forms of vibration in your system, and that's going to affect you on a cellular level. So it totally is working.
Yeah.
Whether you're using crystal sound bowls or Tibetan bowls or it could all the sounds that exist around us in nature. And half the time is people simply aren't getting outside in nature enough because the human body, light therapy is a big factor too. So I did a lot of red light therapy. Also using methylene blue, because that methylene blue in conjunction with the red light therapy is going to affect you even deeper on a cellular level. So all kinds of weird stuff, to coffee enemas, like you name it, I pretty much tried it. But whether one thing was the ultimate linchpin or the ultimate...
Hard to nail down.
It's hard to nail down, but overall improving your environment and not freaking the fuck out, because what happens when you get some sort of a diagnosis
Cortisol
where like, you're going to die, sorry, you've got cancer now. Well, of
Oh,
course,
fuck.
yeah, exactly. That's your body, your immediate reaction. But if you give a thought more than 17 seconds, you are now having a physiological change or a chemical change that occurs in your body. And fear is the response, right? When you get that scary diagnosis, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So you have to keep yourself at bay. So the most simple things such as meditation and breath work were one of the most important parts of my day.
That's what, when I worked at the nursing home, I always have to mention that one time per podcast. We had to do a CPR class I think it's every 2 years or something. And the guy that ran the class always said that if someone is all of a sudden choking or they pass out or something, to stop what you're doing, don't immediately run to the person and, take like 3 deep breaths. Maybe it wasn't 3, but it was like take a deep breath and then go into like trying to help someone, because you're frantically like, it's hard to think when your brain's, freaking out.
Yep. If you think about that alpha, something I've been digging into recently was more of that alpha state, which is that kind of calm, relaxed, meditative state.
Stoic kind of.
Yeah, and that has been, they're finding, altered because of the Schumann resonance is changing. So basically the Earth's frequency or the Earth's battery or measurement essentially is altering, and it's altering our
Keep going.
our alpha brainwaves, which is affecting our ability to actually stay calm, also to tackle levels of stress. And so if you're in this frazzled state all of a sudden or over time because of the Schumann resonance is changing, that's going to affect your brain, your ability to actually function under stress or duress.
I already know that we've already touched on like 30 different things that for the normal viewer, this is going to be like, okay, this is way above my pay grade. What the fuck are they talking about? But
Sorry.
No. I love this. Jean and I just recently got a grounding mat. And for anybody that doesn't know, it's basically there's like a level of electricity that the earth produces. And so like the mat, you lay it on your bed and it connects to the grounding port of the outlet. And we've noticed that sleeping on that, on our mattress, our sleep has like been so much better. Yeah, and Jean's not one of those that like is into all this kind of stuff, but even she was like, what the fuck? I've been like sleeping way better than I ever have. I don't know, do you have one of those?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Try sleeping on a grounding mat, sleeping on more of a flat surface. Maybe you ease into sleeping on the floor, but to actually align on a spinal standpoint, turn your Wi-Fi router off at night.
Yes.
Mind blowing.
I'm all the way there. I did that a couple nights. The only thing is our Ring camera.
Same.
Yep, and then also Felix's monitor, is hooked up to it. But I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but like we've been in that house for like 3 or 4 years, and we've never had like a problem as far as the Ring camera. Like we've never needed it. But I've noticed the times when
That's why you just sleep with a gun by your bedside.
Yeah.
Sorry, viewers.
Yeah, I just got a revolver.
Did you?
Yeah, my mom's old gun. It's
You
like
wanna go shoot it?
I do. It's a snub nose 357 revolver, and she was like, "This is just way too much for me." I'm like,
It is
yeah.
way too much
Yeah,
for her.
yeah.
That's a lot.
I don't know how she got talked
Get
into
her a
that.
little Hellcat.
Like at 22 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I wanted to also talk about well, there's a bunch of things, but your dad, because when we were making content, you talked about your dad a lot, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what he meant to you and his story, and I don't know, just memories of him, and
Yeah,
however much detail you want to go into.
sure.
Yeah.
My dad, my dad was a legend and a half. I mean, everyone's got many people, whether they're a parent or a sibling, that impacted their world, and everybody in my family has impacted me in a beautiful way. But my dad was my hero. He was my biggest cheerleader, and so backstory: my father passed away about a year ago, or not quite a year ago, I should say. He had Alzheimer's, so we saw the decline for about a 5 to 8 year window. But then he was actually had a great day, and we FaceTimed, and it was right before Father's Day, and we were so excited about Father's Day and the plans that my sister and I made. And he was having a good day, and that's the thing that I think is so beautiful about my last time I talked to him. Because when you have Alzheimer's or dementia, or you're a caretaker or a family member of, it is like this roller coaster, and you're in this long mourning process of like watching someone slowly die, their brain, their mind slowly die. Their spirit is there, but you're watching a lot of things slow down. And so, and he had some days where it was not a good day, or he was ornery as hell, or he and I would get into arguments, and eventually I stopped arguing with him. But
Yeah.
if you know anything about me or my middle sister, we're very stubborn, and we like to poke and discuss, and we'll debate, and often there's yelling. And so it was great that we had that last time I talked to him was really, really a positive one. And he went on a bike ride, and he ended up getting hit by a semi. So it was I know that's it sounds very morbid. It's just the truth. But I think that we're all going to go at some point. It's inevitable. Like everybody has an end cap to this time here. But I think my dad taught me so much while he was here, and so much of him still lives within me, and his spirit is within me. And that's how I've, I guess, gotten through really hard times, because it's been kind of a year, I would say, on a lot of levels, but a lot of beautiful things have come out of it as well, and finding those little joys. And I learned that from my dad. So my dad was this big personality. He walks in a room, you know it. Everybody knows Bob. Bob has this loud beller, sweet Bob, has this loud beller of a laugh, and he just carries a space wherever he goes. And it was always about how he made people feel about themselves, how he made them feel better about the day that they're having. I always knew growing up that my dad had a lot of different sons or daughters that he also raised. So he was a police chief for a very long time. Before that, he was a Marine, and always just had a very noble position about him, and held you to the standard that you always wanted to do better in whatever he did. But even at his funeral and the days leading up to it, I was reminded and taught even more the impact that he made, because he was just this man of wisdom who would talk to everybody and anybody, got them through their divorce, their parent dying, questioning what they're doing in their life. Are they on the right track? And I'm just so grateful that I had 40 years with this man, 41 years being raised by this man, and all that he taught me. And no one tells you what it's going to be like to lose your parent, but it rocks your shit.
Yeah.
In more ways than one, but there's a lot that we learn on a beautiful stance on with that as well.
For sure. Lightening the mood a little bit.
Sorry.
No, that's I've lost my dad too. I get it, and
Yeah.
that was really beautifully said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to do the holidays.
Oh,
Not
sure.
me, but you.
Yeah.
You want me to?
I want you to do the holidays.
Brought to you by chickens.
Ivermectin, chickens,
Ivermectin chicken.
Pfizer.
Brought to you by.
Oh my gosh, Jake, I wasn't prepared.
Sorry, I was gonna nudge you, but I didn't want to be like, hold on.
Hold, please.
Yeah.
Okay, May 22nd. National Solitaire Day. You know, like the game.
Oh yeah.
Craft Distillery Day.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Vanilla Pudding Day. Go get
Vanilla
some
pudding.
vanilla pudding.
I'm a fan.
Buy a musical instrument. So make sure you go out and buy a harmonica today or something.
Yes.
Remember the recorders? Did you?
Oh yeah, dude! Like
Okay.
hot cross buns.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was.
Cross
Did you ever
buns.
have to do that in
Jam.
school?
Are you kidding? Love my recorder.
Yeah.
Still might have it.
I'm trying
Yep.
to think if my mom might have it in a box in like
Yeah.
basement or.
Bring back all the instruments. Take away phones from kids. Bring back
Yes.
all the
Yeah.
instruments.
That's all I got.
It's pretty good ones.
That was pretty good.
Not
That's
bad.
good.
May 22nd. Good day.
Okay.
Go
Who
eat that
knew?
vanilla pudding with your
Yeah.
recorder.
Do you want to do the would you rather?
I got a lot of them. I got all kinds of
Just
ones.
a few of them because I know you got to get out at 3.
Yeah, I do. Darn, Tyler's gone, and I gotta run this. This is actually a good one. This is a good one. It's about chickens.
Okay.
Would you rather fight a chicken every time you get into your car, or fight a full-grown orangutan once a year with a sword? So you get a sword, you gotta fight a monkey. Or would you rather fight a chicken every time you have to get in your
chicken.
car?
Chicken.
It's once a year, and you get a sword. If anyone's gonna know this, it's gonna be Britt. I mean,
Our chicken, a chicken
I
every.
mean, you're just gonna like punch the chicken in the head when you get in your
Kick.
car.
yeah.
Just a solid. Is it in the car?
And then
It's
also,
in the car.
Oh, that'd be annoying.
how big is this orangutan? Like, how many pounds
know.
are we talking?
You have a sword though,
a little smaller than Jake.
and I'm huge, so.
Nah, dude, he's like an average male.
That orangutan could fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd
But it's
battle
only
the
once a
chicken.
year.
Chicken.
I mean, every time you get in the car, you go.
All right.
You get in the car to go to the grocery store. You get groceries. You come back. You gotta fight this fucking chicken again.
So annoying.
Like,
All right, maybe I'll take the orangutan. Can you train for this said orangutan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can get ready.
How would you train for it?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got really arthritic wrists, so this is going to be tough. Every day I got to do my little old lady drills so I can hold on to something. So I think I'm going to train for this.
I
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do.
Let's
a
do the
chicken.
orangutan.
Just like you're out showing houses every time you open.
Hold on.
I gotta fight this chicken.
Is it a rooster or a hen? Because there's a big difference.
We'll do hen because I mean you gotta fight them a lot.
okay. That is night and day difference because a rooster, those little fuckers are
Evil.
mean. So
Yeah.
I totally have a mouth of a sailor. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Those roosters are vicious. So I guess if it's a
I
rooster,
didn't
or
even
a
think
hen.
about that. You would do the orangutan.
Yeah, dude.
I knew you would.
Once a year.
Yeah, I see.
Sword skills.
Yeah. I suppose just one
It's only
slash to
once.
the neck and it's like on with your day for a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not every
Maybe.
time I open my car door, there's
Yeah.
a chicken ready to just
You know
beat
what?
my ass.
I think you're right on this
Just
one.
won't drive anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'm biking. Would you rather sweat mayonnaise or cry hot sauce?
Oh, that's so gross.
I'm going mayo, dude.
You're gonna sweat mayonnaise?
I would not want to cry hot sauce.
That's true. That would make you cry even more.
And then it's just more hot sauce.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I love hot sauce. Though,
I
if ever
hate
need.
mayonnaise. I'm like
I do
repulsed
too.
by it.
Yeah.
Just think you sweaty armpits, it's just full of mayo.
Oh.
You like put your arms down and it just squishes. Maybe I'm taking the hot sauce.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
take
cry
the
that
hot
much.
sauce.
I'm taking
I'm
hot
gonna
sauce
take.
and
That's too
Frank's.
close to Van Wilder for me.
That movie?
Yeah, remember the donut and the dog? No one remember. Am I that old?
No, I just watched it like as I was going to bed like
All right,
4
look up
months
the
ago.
Van Wilder scene with the dog. It's like a bulldog and
I feel like I remember it being.
donut.
Is it with the balls? His huge
Sure
balls.
is.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Bringing back memories.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
oh, this
Great
is,
movie.
yeah.
Great movie.
This is a good one.
Okay.
Would you rather accidentally like your ex's photo from 3 years ago at 3 in the morning,
Brutal.
or accidentally
probably done
send a
that.
selfie on the toilet to your entire work group?
Oh, selfie on the toilet. Easily. Dude, my hands are sweating thinking about me accidentally liking my ex's picture from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, at 3 in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
That's next level embarrassment. The guys upstairs, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
I
like-
don't care.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
I don't care.
Yeah. What about you?
I would still take the selfie, I think. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I have liked an ex-boyfriend's picture at 3 in the morning or in that realm of time.
Just
Got
crushes
that
you.
fear out of there.
It happened
Yep.
to me.
Fuck.
Destroys your soul for
It
at
happened to
least
you?
a couple
Yeah,
days.
like a year ago.
No.
I got a like from one of my exes at 3 in the morning on my very first ever real estate post. And this person, she had to go through 800 photos and fucking
my
posts.
gosh.
And I'm like, yikes, that's crazy. And then I was like, did she actually like it? And I went and like looked at the likes and not
Wait,
there.
I think I remember this.
You remember that?
I
was
think
like, what
so.
the fuck?
Yeah, because this was like an
So
ongoing.
she went and unliked it immediately, but you got the alert that she
I got
liked
the
it.
alert.
Oh, she unliked it?
Yeah,
That was-
dude.
Embarrassing.
So she definitely was like, oh shit.
Oh, God.
She is
Yeah.
dying inside right
She
now.
would rather have sent that selfie on the toilet.
Yeah. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oh, all
I'm
day.
sweating mayo just thinking about it.
Ugh. Where did you even get that from?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, baby.
So good.
Yeah, there's some like really bad ones. Would you rather poop out your mouth or have to pee through your nose? Like,
Hold
Pee
on.
through my nose.
Yeah.
Yep.
all
Yeah.
day. Would you rather have your partner's laugh sound like a duck quacking or a fart echoing in a cave? I think I'm taking the duck.
A duck.
Yeah. Yeah, duck.
Yeah, right?
I
Shorter.
Can, yep.
Yeah.
Not
If he
as long.
sounds like a duck, I can handle that.
Yeah,
That's
fart,
fine.
a fart through a fucking
Through a
cave.
cave.
No, thank you.
All right, I think we're
Sex
good on
life gone.
hypothetical. Yeah, out the
Immediately
door.
gone.
Yeah, right?
It's never returning.
I wanted to ask about your. So, how many clients do you have? Because you train people at your home 5 days a week.
For
So I train people in my garage studio. Yes, I do
Yeah.
in-person clients, and then I do remote clients, or consulting, and then real estate.
so like fitness. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
I was like, what are you training?
sorry.
Are you training to like fight an orangutan?
Yeah.
We're fighting orangutans now. We are done with all the strength. It's no more a thing. It's now sword fighting. No, I've been in the health industry for like how long has it been? 21 years or so.
Wow.
21ish years. And then eventually just went independent in my garage. So I built a
Dude, she's
home
jacked.
studio. I built a
You are.
No, I built
Leg
a home
wrestle right now.
Indian
Dude,
leg
no.
wrestling.
No.
Indian leg wrestling.
Hell
Bring
no.
it back. So I just do that in my garage. I built a home studio, so I could do both elements of work. You know, the home side of things and the health side of things, all out of
That's
my
awesome.
home, which is great. I love it.
Yeah.
So I have a mixed bag of peeps. Yeah, they're pretty
Chickens.
great. Chickens.
Chickens.
I
don't know.
really want to get some llamas and an alpaca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Thinking they'll never know if I'm right in town with a llama.
That'd be
I just
too
gotta
crazy
I just
to-
gotta continue my front fence the rest of the way around.
Yeah. You can do
Maybe
that.
toss a couple of goats. They're not jumping over the fence.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like God, there's the goats that like have the fainting goats.
Painting goats are literally the best.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
Just run up behind them.
And they just disperse and then all pass out. And then they roll back up to
Yep.
their stance. Yep.
What a traumatic experience that's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it like? Blood pressure
It's gotta
or
be.
something? Like
I don't
they
know.
just faint?
I feel like there's something that they've got to be missing.
Because
Because
yeah,
not
that
all
could be.
goats do it.
Yeah, just fainting goats. But what's
Yeah.
the actual scientific name for a fainting goat?
Mm.
And
Like-
or description?
Evolutionary, like how does that help? I feel like just the predator, it's like, oh sweet, he just
Dude, I'm
Just
eating.
pass out. Yeah, you just kind of give up. Like, that's what people go to.
put
Maybe
me out of
they
my
like
misery.
were good friends with possums.
Oh,
I had
I'll
an
take that
almost
theory.
fight with a possum one night. Yeah, he was in the coop.
Did he
at,
play
like,
dead?
He didn't. It was like midnight, and I hear blah, 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 my chicken's going nuts. So I run outside, wearing literally next to nothing, and I have my pistol in one hand and a garden hoe in the other hand. I'm like ready to kill whatever's out there. I thought it was a coyote. Nope, just a possum. And it was like we had a head-to-head for a little while.
Oh,
but
shit.
Then I realized he's harmless. He does not want to eat the chickens.
Yeah.
He's cool. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna need you to leave by
Yeah.
like when the sun comes up. I need you out. And I came back the next morning. He was gone.
Good.
possums only
So
live
we
for
got
like
along.
3 years, I think.
Yeah,
and
very
they're like
short-lived.
very harmless, and they do a lot of good, I guess, like
Yeah.
eating bugs and
Yep.
I don't know.
I saw a possum the other day. Dude, he was playing dead. Like,
Really?
Guts out. He was right on the road.
That's fucking good. That's hilarious.
I find them kind of petrifying looking.
They look
dude, they're
creepy.
terrifying.
That
Yeah.
long nose.
And
the tail
the
is what
teeth.
gets me. It's like that's a
the
fucking
teeth.
big rat.
It's
Yeah.
like, what's his name from Batman? Danny DeVito. Who did he play again? Mr.
not-
Penguin, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Penguin and possums. Pretty identical, you got it.
Yeah. Very
an-
similar.
Yeah.
Uglier, larger possum.
You should get a penguin. That's
A
what you should
penguin.
get.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Couple penguins.
I
That
think
would
it's
be
a
sweet.
great
They're
idea.
so cute.
What would you do?
Or an otter.
I was
Just
gonna say an
penguins
otter.
behind
Yeah,
the fence.
Otters are cool.
An otter
Yeah.
would be cool. I don't think you can own one in Minnesota. I was looking it up.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be fun though. Your clients, so when they come to you, what's like usually the main reason they're wanting to like start train? Is there like a common theme?
I would say it's a mixed bag. I have a mix of athletes, like young kids, or college or older, semi-pro, if you will, or actual adults, anywhere from 25 up to 75, that just
Okay.
simply want the grand scheme ends up being I teach them more is you want to live longer, right? You want to live a more fulfilling life. And so, yeah, we can get you fit. We can get you looking better. That's embarrassing.
It's fine.
That's okay. I thought somebody rang a doorbell.
thought
it was
when
like-
did we
Do not
get a, when did we
yeah.
get a doorbell?
Yeah.
This just in.
So like the main thing is like longevity then.
Longevity.
And just being healthy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
What do you
and so I think it's all encompassing of improving your environment is how can you improve and maximize off of your environment, not just physically, but emotionally through your breath work, through your nutrition, through your different stressors such as hot, cold. So a lot of them will come and use the sauna and ice bath after or before their session.
Got it.
What's your opinion on Brian Johnson? Is that
Oh
his name?
yeah.
The like vampire. The guy's whole goal in life is to live
Forever.
forever.
Have you seen that?
I don't think I've seen
He's
that.
like a big social media guy, but he's like,
Okay.
what did he say? I think he's like 40, but biologically or something, he's technically like 18 or something.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So his regimen, you should watch it. His regimen is like, I think he takes
It's
like
incredible.
40 pills for breakfast. Goes to sleep like at 9 or something every night. No TV. If the air quality is bad, he stays inside all day. If like he's very strict.
Is this
Very.
the blonde dude? And maybe I've seen him.
He's like
He
light
looks
brown.
like a vampire.
Yeah, kinda.
I think I might have seen
Yeah.
him now that you say it.
Does he
It's
have hair?
interesting.
I don't even think he has hair. Does he?
Yeah. But
Brian Johnson, right?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
big thing. There was something in the headlines that he drank his son's blood
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
to like try and I don't even know why. Some experiment that.
Sounds like some adrenochrome shit.
Yeah. Seriously. So you and I are big conspiracy theory people.
Big time.
You too?
You too?
I mean, a little
totally.
bit. I mean, I'm here. Yeah.
We're here. We exist.
I'm
Yep.
here. I'm
He's
here
still
to
young, but
learn
he's-
about
Yeah.
anything.
He's
Yes.
going down the path
I'm
eventually.
23. I got a lot to learn. And
Yeah.
We got a lot to learn. Let's be honest here. There is always going to be some additional rabbit hole to add to our repertoire.
Totally. Do you think aliens are real? Mm-hmm. Have you gone down that rabbit hole? Are you more like government?
Do I think the aliens come from the government?
No. Do you think
Or
aliens?
do I despise the
whoa,
government?
Hold on.
Where are we at with that
Whoa.
I think
question?
you're onto something there. I mean, yeah, that could
You really
be-
got to leave at 3?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, just
I
kidding.
mean, I just got to get.
I was gonna
I'm
say
kidding.
though that my theory is like changed over time from like aliens come from space to aliens come from a different dimension to aliens come from the
Mars.
ocean.
We are
Yeah,
Mars.
we are aliens. Yeah, I don't know. So
I
where
think
are
that-
you on that?
I think that there's lizard people, and I think that there's aliens, and I think they're.
Lizard people.
You'll get there, Brady.
You'll get
I'm
there.
not
still
there
young.
yet. I'm not
You'll
there
get
yet.
there.
Not there. That's okay.
Tap into the
Joe
old,
Rogan.
the old gov. They'll tell you all about lizard people.
I just
Yeah.
listened or watched Interstellar like 4 months
So
ago. And
good.
I'm just,
Oh,
hooked.
yeah.
Fuck, that
Man,
movie's
I just
good.
want to watch it
How
every
about
night.
Dune? I'd never watched Dune.
I didn't
until-
watch it yet.
Oh my gosh.
I heard the
Really?
second one.
You got to watch
incredible.
it. Yep. Like there's the old school Dune. I think it was like in the early
70s
80s,
or
70s.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the actual series that came out, but then there's the movie or the 2 movies. Is it 2?
Yeah.
I'm not a Dune expert, but I was introduced to it this year, and I thought
Love
it
it.
was pretty fascinating.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get Maddie
Yep.
to watch Ocean's 11.
That's so funny. We
Yeah.
just started that
Yeah.
like a week ago, and we always start it right before bed, and we can't finish it.
Because we're going to Vegas in June, and I'm like, we got to watch
Robbing
them all.
a-
You got
You got to
some
watch Oceans 11,
Vegas
12, 13.
rabbit holes to go
Yeah.
down, my
Yeah,
friend.
the
Yeah.
fucking people that live in the
Yep.
tunnels.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ocean's
I wanna-
11 is great.
I honestly kind of want to
All-star
go to like the
cast.
mob history like museum. I heard it's like incredible in Vegas.
That'd be
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh. I mean,
That's
the
what-
mob
I mean-
pretty much made Vegas, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when did you start becoming like a conspiracy theory person?
Crazy.
Do you have like a time
I
where you're like you watched a video and all of a sudden you're like, wait, what?
The
I think
world's not
I've
how it is.
always
Yeah.
been skeptical of a lot of things, and some things I'm like, that doesn't make sense, or that doesn't add up. So I think that questioning just has grown over the last,
Yeah.
let's just call it 3, 5, 7, 10 years. But probably went way deeper into the rabbit hole at the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit's not right.
Yeah.
Like, something is going on here. And then the rabbit holes began. And then it doesn't stop. And you can't unsee it. You can't unlearn.
Can't unthink about it.
You can't
Yeah.
unthink about
Yeah.
it. And it's interesting. Your relationships shift, change. I hate to say they end, but, I know people don't like me because of some of the things that I toss out there. For at least, hey, you should think about this for a
Yeah.
minute. It opens up more friendships as well, which is beautiful. And I don't think I shouldn't say it breaks friendships, but I think some people aren't ready to hear that. Or they're just living on a different frequency, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask at least one
Yeah.
more question. It's
Yeah.
kind of controversial, so we can bleep it. Do you think RFK is going to be doing a good thing for like health wise?
Oh, that's not. Yeah. Well, what do you think?
I am a big RFK fan. I do think politicians are politicians, and I think that there's only so much that they will be able to accomplish, in my opinion. That's not that I'm don't believe that better is to come, because I do think there is more beautiful, better things
He's
to
really
ahead of us.
trying.
He's trying. I just don't know that he's going to get past the giant wall
Yeah.
that exists. That is
Yeah.
our beloved elites.
Congress and yeah.
Even bigger than that, right? Of like, who is actually
people
really
who
behind
actually
all
are
this
running.
stuff?
Who's
Yeah.
actually the president? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
who
not-
is the man behind
Yeah.
the curtain
Yeah.
is the question. So I have really good faith in him. I think it's unfortunate, there's always some new headline that'll come out about him because half of it they don't like what he's doing, and then other people associate him only with the
Trump.
orange man bad, essentially,
Yeah.
which is like, it's so narrow-minded to think that way. When you have a man that's trying to improve the overall state of our country's health, because shit is broken, but it's not just about removing red dye 40, because I'm sorry, hey, good game, guys, but we got way
There's
bigger
a lot
project to
more,
handle
yeah.
from that.
Well, it's
So-
like Tyler, my boss, is in Europe for a month. He gets back like end of next week, and I'm gonna be curious to see how much weight he lost in just a month.
Where was he again?
He's been in Italy.
Oh yeah, for sure he lost
Switzerland.
weight.
He's in
Yeah.
Paris right now,
Yep.
and he's like, dude, I've been walking so much,
Yes.
and I was like, dude, you're gonna be like fit when you get back.
Well, my question too is
Just
like
the food, too.
just the food
Yeah.
and how then the genetic modifications of their foods, but also
Enriched flour.
enriched flour.
Yeah.
And also, do they have all the other crap that we have here too, right? Do they have 5G towers on every other corner that's literally radiating the
Yeah.
human beings all day, every day, like things like that. Because when I went to Italy too, same thing, lost weight. I'm gluten free essentially, and I crushed gluten when I was over there, or flour when I was over there. Never felt better.
God damn.
So it's
dude.
just crazy. So I'm
Like,
I'm curious how
celiac?
he does.
Like, I know people that have had celiac here, but then went over there and they're like, dude, I had some of the best pasta. I'm like, how the
Right?
fuck
Yeah.
did you
Yep.
have pasta?
So
Yep,
weird.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't even phase him.
Ugh, well, man, this is just a terrible time for me to leave.
No,
Jake.
you're good, dude.
You're good.
Do you
Yeah.
want to give me the camera whenever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need it?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'll just give it to you. I don't know. I mean, just bring it
You
home
want to just
and
stay
then you
connected
can-
while you're in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Instead
know
of
this-
talking. It's fine.
Yeah, no worries, dude.
no. Yeah, I'll text you.
Okay, sounds good.
Drive safely. Peace out. Hey, thank you. Sorry for the left-handed. Good to see you. Good to meet you. All the things.
I mean, we only have a few more questions anyways, but you have a strict regimen as far as your workout, running businesses. What does a normal day look like for you?
Well, I would say normal day, wake up around 5:30, and
Every day. Weekends?
not on the weekends.
Okay.
I usually lay back down. So I get up. Sometimes I'll do a little work on my computer, stretch, go back to bed, curl back in bed, wake back up. I know it's a terrible habit, but half the battle sometimes is just loosening up so I can actually function well. So it depends if pain is where pain is at on that day. But then I try to go into my sauna, do meditation, breath work, cold tub if I'm feeling it that day, or depending where I'm at, and then try to get some sort of movement in, like more like mid-morning, I would say.
Do you ever feel like doing an ice bath? Because you said if I feel...
I do more of a cold bath now, more like 50 to 55 degrees, even 55
Still
to 60.
cold as fuck.
Which is still cold as hell, but I
Yeah.
used to do, like, I would dump 5-6 buckets of ice in my ice bath, and I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Why am I even doing this? And I felt really good. Like, when I'm in a super inflamed state, it literally is like someone's taking a blowtorch from the inside of your body and just torching fucking everything.
Yeah.
So a cold bath feels really great. But then, of course, there's constant evolving new research and studies of what's right, what's wrong, whatever. The amount of time, like, people get a little too nerdy on it, which is great and cool. But I think just somewhere in that 50 to 60 degrees is a great spot to be. If you go lower, awesome, cool, good for you. For women, though, I think it actually affects them differently than men. In fact, they do know from research it does. Especially with their hormone cycles of where they're at. So
that
like
makes
that
sense.
55 to 60 degrees is more ideal for women. So I'll do sauna, ice bath, try to get some sort of sunlight on my body. So in the warmer months, I go out and water my plants in the morning because I just want to have that connection with the sun and with the earth, as cheesy as it sounds. And then I go about my crazy day, whether it's crushing Shilajit. Do you take Shilajit?
No, my buddy swears by it, though.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
There's a billion things that you can do, right?
I know. It's just, I find myself, like, I'll have a month where it's like I get everything that, Rogan says, and he has,
Yes.
Shilajit and ashwagandha and this, and you got to wake up at this time. It's too much to a point where it's like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
That's the thing, I think, is trial and, be your own scientist for your body of, like, what works for you, what doesn't. Don't be afraid to try some weird shit, and never be afraid to hold consistency with something that does work.
Yeah.
So I think I'll do mixes of stuff. I mean, whether it's different types of mushrooms on different days, Shilajit one day, and then maybe I'll do fulvic acid the next day. Maybe it's all kinds of high dosage of vitamin C and niacin another day. High doses of glycine, or I'll do fasting. There's like so many different cool practices that you can take on. And I think if you get so regimented, all of a sudden, if you don't have access to any of that, what the fuck are you going to do?
Well, no.
So I think that people get almost so hyper fixated
Yeah.
on one specific routine. Routine is key, but be realistic about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the realistic things are you have access to no matter what, and that's going to be the sunlight, that's going to be the ground and the earth, and putting your bare ass feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Breath work, because if you think about it, first thing in the morning, your diaphragm, moving that diaphragm through breath work, but also some sort of jumping, hopping, shaking movement like that, is going to get your lymphatic system rolling.
Yep.
So at the base of your diaphragm is the pump for your lymphatic system. And if you're not pumping all that lymph and those toxic fluids in your body from sleeping all night long, it's going to sit there and you've got stagnancy and then pain, the whole gamut. So you just have to kind of unravel, what does your body need more of? What does your body need less of? And adjust accordingly that day.
Yeah, the problem I have is that, like, I have so much stuff going on in my head from, like, work, and then trying to keep up with the routine. I got Felix at home, my fiance, the bills, the this and that to add, like, okay, now I got to think about an ice bath, the sauna, journaling, meditation, all the supplements, and it gets to a point where it's like, fucking A, like, it's almost like fight or flight, where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit back, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
which sucks, but like
You got to start small.
Yeah,
Put a little
so, like-
take a little pressure off of yourself.
working out is like the bare minimum. That's like, okay, I'm working out, and then I have supplements and stuff, but I know my main goal is to like, I know journaling would help and meditation. Those are like the two on my list that I really want to like start doing. But anyways,
Meditation, journaling,
Yeah.
do your breath work. Even
and stretching in the morning I want to start doing because
think about all the fascia that you have in your body, right? Fascia is laying over the top of everything from your joints to your muscles to your internal organs. And if your fascia is inflamed or bound up, a lot of times it's from lack of movement, lack of hydration, lack of nutrients. So if you can just simplify and instead of like, what the fuck do I have time for this morning? What does my body actually need today? Even like, what does my body need a little more of and a little less of? And maybe it's only you think of 2 things. And then 9 times out of 10, start with your breathing.
yeah.
Like extended exhales, like a 7-second inhale, 8-second exhale is going to calm and regulate your nervous system the first moment you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And, you want to increase your lung capacity so you can handle more, especially more stress. And the best way to do that is those long inhales, long exhales. And that's going to calm everything else.
Oh, like even
And regulate.
when I donate blood, half the time they don't even let me because my heart rate like at resting is usually elevated like way
Really?
high, and they don't let you donate. So like the breathing actually helps
Yeah.
a lot. Like deep breathing for like even 5 minutes. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm like on drugs. I'm
Yep.
like, you get like such a high from it.
You can.
Yeah.
You can literally get yourself in a altered state just from breath work.
Yeah. I wanted to. I just want to make sure I get all the quick. So I got some. All right. So you like vitamins and supplements and stuff. If you had to pick 3 right now that you swear by, I know there's like a cycle, and sometimes you run out of one and then you're on to the next one. But 3 that you swear by that you think people should take if they live in Minnesota, what would it be? Obviously, probably vitamin D, right?
Vitamin D,
Yeah.
because you need that vitamin D from a photo standpoint. So physically get your skin in front of the sun, even in the winter months. But then orally take it like 10,000 IUs a day. Creatine, non-negotiable. Everybody needs creatine, men and women. So 5 grams is kind of the daily prescribed dosage, and that's gone up now to more around 10 grams.
Yep.
So get a solid, like I just do Thorne creatine.
I get so bloated from it.
It might be, well, what brand are you taking?
Thorn.
It could be the,
No.
okay, all right. You may need it in a different form too.
They have, I saw, I don't know how good it is, but I know that they have like the gummies now. But the powder I've noticed, I get bloated. And but they have this new kind that like, I forgot what form it's called, but it's like clear creatine.
Sure.
And it, how when do you take powder? Mm-hmm. Okay, so like when you dissolve it, it's still cloudy and whatever. They have this
Yep.
new one where you spin it and it fully dissolves and it's clear in the water. It's crazy. So I might try that.
Try
but,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But my mentally, I'm like way sharper.
Yeah.
I'm more awake, more alert. The clarity is crazy. And then I just feel stronger
Sure.
on it because I feel like it elevates DHT, which is like usually a male hormone.
Yes.
Or men usually have more of a DHT
Higher
dominant.
amount than women do.
Yeah, but I just feel better on it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do
Just went
you
off
take,
on a tangent.
No. That's a good tangent. I was going to ask you, do you take magnesium? Because that
I
would
do
be the
every
third
night.
piece I would say too.
I take a magnesium that has like all 3 forms. It's like magnesium glycinate, citrate, and
3-8?
Yeah.
Probably. Yep.
So they have all
Or
3 in there.
bisglycinate too.
Actually, I could probably look it up. But
that's okay. Magnesium is, I think, one of the key things that a lot of people need too. Most people are deficient on it, and their nervous system is not functioning at max capacity then because of that.
yeah.
So if you think about magnesium citrate, that's like milk of magnesia, like your grandma
Yep.
took in order to shit in the morning.
Yep.
So if people are like, I took a bunch of magnesium citrate, and the next morning this
Shitting
happens.
their brains out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want something more along the lines of bisglycinate or you could do L-theanine and bisglycinate. You could do L-threonate, or just
I like
simple
glycinate.
glycine.
Glycine. Oh, I just feel like it's so relaxing. I pass out so quick.
Do some glycine in the morning with some actual powder form of vitamin C.
Yeah.
To blast your vitamin C levels, but also magnesium in the morning, and then at night.
In the morning?
And then
What
take
form?
I do just glycine in the morning.
Magnesium glycinate?
Glycinate, yep. And then
I'd
at night,
I'd fall
I'll
asleep.
do magnesium bisglycinate.
Bisglycinate at night. Okay.
Yep.
I feel like, but if I
Slightly
take...
different compound. But if you
Okay.
get too sleepy with it, you don't have to do that. But
Yeah.
you could also try citrate in the morning if you wanted.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
So,
do that.
Especially if you're
take it at
starting
night,
a
though.
fast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To kind of flush things out a little bit. Do you do long duration fasting?
No. I've always been like a skinny kid.
Sure.
So to me, fasting, I know there's like benefits to it, and
Yeah.
you know, I've read up on it and watched a ton of videos and stuff, but I don't want to because I don't feel good when it.
Yeah.
I feel like I lose. Yes, it's very beneficial health wise, but I also lose like muscle and
Yeah.
my
Yep.
lean mass that I've trained, not
Yeah.
trained, but you know.
Yep,
That's
totally.
why I work out.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
how often do you?
I do about once a week, but sometimes I'll take a week off. But I try to do it consistently, about 36 hours.
Okay.
Sunday night through Tuesday morning. It's not for everybody, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's just another tool.
Oh yeah.
So,
no, I know.
But I would say that 36 to 72 hours is my favorite
Really?
timestamp of it. Sounds insane if you don't do it frequently, but I think it's a great recalibration and just reset for your body.
Gives your body a time to your digestion.
Your
to
digestion,
relax.
your gut bacteria, your microbiome, of course, but shedding old proteins, misfolded proteins, shit that you no longer need, but also can calm down an entire cytokine storm. So if I'm having high levels of inflammation or a lot of pain, there's a billion things that it could be a response of, but I have found fasting to be one of my most effective tools.
Really?
So it just depends on the person. I mean, I have a friend whose dad has been, her dad have been doing it every Sunday through Tuesday for, is it 6 months now? And
Sunday to Tuesday? Mm-hmm. Holy
so you
shit.
go Sunday night, you have a big feast, and
Yeah.
then you fast until Tuesday morning, you have breakfast.
Huh.
And I have the best mental clarity when I'm in a fasted
Oh yeah,
state.
that's what I've heard.
It's actually how squirrely and ADHD I get. You know, call that whatever you want. I have found, I think so much of it is a blood sugar dysregulation.
Oh, I could
so
see
I can
that.
focus so much better in a fasted state.
Well, that's why like a lot of times I don't eat breakfast because I'll like even wait as long as I can to eat lunch because I know after I eat lunch I'm gonna be like,
Yep.
I don't feel like working.
Totally.
Yeah, and I
Puts you
lose
in that
that like
sluggish
flow state. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right, what else do I got? I mean, we could go on forever, but I mean, I think I touched on all the main. Do you want to talk about your real estate business at all?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
When did you get started? How's that been?
Started about 8 years ago, 7 years or 8 years ago. Totally blanking on the year. Megan will know. We got our license at the same time. Yeah, about 7 or 8 years ago, got my license. I had been curious about it for quite a while before that. Shannon Brooks kind of sparked my interest probably 10, 15 years ago. And then eventually got my license, and it's kind of been the perfect combination of the health side, the home side. I end up working with it's a lot of crossover for me. So a lot of real estate clients, I still obviously stay connected with as many of them as I can. And I love helping them out with the health side of things. Same thing with health clients. A lot of health clients have entrusted in me to help them with the home process, which is great.
That's smart.
Everybody knows a billion realtors, so I don't ever expect anyone to want to work with me. I know it sounds probably terrible, but if they do, great. I love working with those people, especially when I've known them for a while as well.
Yeah.
So I office out of my home. On that one, I'm just a solo agent, and I collaborate and team up with some good friends who also in the industry, also working at EXP. So we work together, essentially, you could say it on a team concept, but I am technically a solo agent.
Yeah. That's so smart. I didn't even think about like, oh yeah, a lot of your the people you train, it's like they already know you. So
Yeah.
and they probably know people who are looking for.
Yes.
How many people do you train? Would you say in like a week?
Oh gosh.
And how often are they coming back?
I would say I have some that are twice a week, and I have some once a week, and I have some once a month, and some that live a little further away. And
Oh, sure.
I do remote programming for them, but they'll come into town and do a longer session every once in a while. And then I teach some classes, some small group classes in the garage as well.
You said remote. Is that like over Zoom?
Primarily through an app, so a software that I use for programming. So I just program their templates for them, and so they get emails every morning, or an email every morning, and then they can open up their app.
Oh, it's
and
like a coaching.
Correct.
Kind
This is
of.
a coaching
Yeah.
coaching portal, and it's a mix of all things. Like I have in there different guided meditations to mobility to strength to depending on what it is they're working on. Different like mom reminders from Britt. So
Yeah, accountability too.
exactly.
I mean, we're almost done, but I wanted to ask you. Well, there's two more questions, but one being, what do you think of the pyramids? Them finding? Did you hear about that? I'm sure you have. Underneath the pyramids.
Yep.
Have we talked about that already?
I don't think we have.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
That's the rabbit hole. I'm not as advanced.
Same.
I'm not advanced in any of this stuff. I'm just very curious. As far as that, I think. Yes, I think that they are. Tell me a little bit more what they uncover, but there's a lot of electrical force behind that.
Yeah, so they
as a center point or
something like that. Yeah,
central mecca of.
They did like was it radar underneath the pyramids, and there's 4 poles under each pyramid that have like a thing wrapped around each pole. It looks like a battery of some sort, something.
Yeah. Yep.
And it goes down. I think I don't even remember. Was it 2,000 feet?
Yeah.
Or something crazy.
It was some insane number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't get how it's not being like this. This is like a huge discovery, and I feel like it's just been swept under. It's big to me.
There's so much that I feel like though that we've that has been uncovered or we've noticed or read about or heard about recently, but still no one's talking about it on the grand scheme because they're going to do whatever they can to not allow that to be as public knowledge as possible because it's like we're on to you guys. We know.
Yeah.
We see you.
You know what I think it is too, though? I think people are just apathetic now. It's like, oh, it's just another thing. Like, I can't, I feel like since 9/11, there's been just, they've ramped up. There's a thing every other day where it's like a new big thing. And
complacent because they're so desensitized now. But even if you look at something as simple as taxation, and how hard our ancestors fought for a 3% tax
on tea or whatever,
and we're getting taxed 40+%.
Yeah,
and nobody's batting an eye. Well, I guess we gotta have better roads. I guess are you kidding me? Like, why are you guys settling for this? So that's just one example. I feel like people have just become so complacent, and they just don't. I don't know if they're just exhausted or just low energy because they're being depleted by these damn devices that they hold in their hands all day long. I'm not really sure.
Well,
how are you guys not yelling more about this?
It's that metaphor of like a dog being chained up.
Yeah.
And each day you take a link out of it.
Yep.
And pretty soon, after a while,
they don't even notice.
Yeah.
They don't even notice.
You're just completely. Yeah.
Meanwhile, a lot of us are like, is anyone else seeing this? Is anyone else hearing this right now? This is insane. You know what I found interesting? Because, if you go down the pyramids rabbit hole, which, again, I got to go deeper on that one, clearly. I think our big world wars were a form of, they were just another tool used against us.
Yeah.
To distract everybody, but also to destroy the beauty in the original pieces of what once existed, whether it's architecture,
the bells.
Or even look at the bells being buried, right? You bury that stuff since well earlier than the 1800s, right?
Probably,
and they claim that they're being utilized for. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You guys buried healing frequencies. They buried items that are actually curing human beings. Or even you look at obviously churches and the geometry behind windows and glass and the sound and the visuals that come of that in just their healing properties alone. So I don't know, like things like that. It's fascinating. Like, how is no one talking about that?
Well, it's like Tucker Carlson said in I think it was on his podcast, or maybe he was on Joe Rogan's, but he was saying how like just the architecture now is so depressing.
It's so depressing.
Yeah, it's just whatever's the cheapest boxes, and I feel like it's just meant to like, I don't know. He
Do you
phrased it
think that
perfectly.
they
but-
wanted to completely erase all past beauty, architecture, structure, and design because you think about the fall of all of these beautiful places and letting them just completely get overrun or overpowered? And then now we're sending our strongest men to another country to fight some fake ass war.
Right.
When really they should be back on the home front protecting the
Right.
original, protecting not just the women and children, but the beauty that exists within a land, that's history that was created.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that whole piece is fascinating to me that that not enough people are up in arms about.
When you meet new people, do you kind of test them to see if like
100%.
they're up to like?
Yes.
So what podcasts do you watch? And if they're like Trevor Noah, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
But if they're like
I
Joe
get-
Rogan and Lex Fried, you're like, oh, okay, sweet.
I think I'm like more quiet now than I used to be. I just like to observe. I end up
Yeah.
talking too much if you let me. And my family knows really well how to shut me up if I need to. But with new people, I'm very careful, I think, too, in
Yeah.
a way of not a judgmental
Showing your
way.
cards.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
me just learn what are you all about, or how deep down this rabbit hole have you gone?
Yeah.
And that's okay if you haven't. Some people that they don't have time to.
It's funny, like Brady is 23
Mm-hmm.
and he's like there's times like I've brought up like, I don't think we landed on the moon and just stuff like that. And he's like,
We
what?
didn't. Yep.
There's and I'm like, I know, just you're 23, like you're gonna
just
get
wait.
there.
Just wait.
Yeah. It's like I remember
You'll
when I was
soon
23.
be tainted, and then you're gonna not even know what to do.
Right. I got to give him credit though, because when I was
Yeah.
23, I was nowhere near what he is.
No.
As far as like, because he gets it. He's just not to getting it to where a 36-year-old is yet. And,
Yep.
But yeah, it's just funny to. We had his neighbor on who's roughly the same age as him.
Yeah.
And it's just funny when I say it's like even like lizard people. If
Yeah.
you just all of a sudden spill all that out and like
Yep.
the frequency and the bells and the lizard people and we didn't land on the moon, to any normal person, it's
Yep.
like, dude, you're a fucking schizo. You're
You're
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. So you have to
Yep.
like baby steps into
Yeah.
like
Yep.
meet them halfway.
It's real easy for people to think you're absolutely insane, which I know I'm absolutely insane, but not on they don't quite if they don't understand you. You said you can't show your cards all right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta ease into that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we always ask the last question, so I'll just, how do you want to be remembered when you're gone? You have 5 minutes before that camera turns
How
on.
do I want to be remembered when I'm gone? I think probably how you make someone feel, or how you make. I can't control what someone else's emotional reaction is going to be, but I think if you can help someone see the potential in themselves and the beautiful things all around them that they maybe can't see, help them pull back some layers. I'd be pretty cool with that. If I died today and there was someone that I was able to help actually see the potential that they have, the potential in themselves or what they can accomplish, I'd be happy as a clam. I think like I used to teach group fitness and loud music pumping, super fun. Can't fucking hear it on my left ear anymore because of it, but it was so fun because you'd have a whole mixed bag of human beings, all from different stories, different days, different demographics, and some people could be having the worst day of their life, and you may not know it. But if you can, and this isn't to be some like make myself feel better,
Egomaniac over
not
here.
at all, right? Fuck it, no.
Get over yourself.
Actually, to help someone pull out of that little hole and remind them, like, hey, man, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I promise you will. Because I've wanted someone to say that to me at a few moments, especially probably in the last year. And I learned to remind myself that, like, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're all just doing the best we can, right?
Right.
But someone to remind you, you're going to be okay. And you can fucking do hard things.
Yeah.
So if I could somehow teach even a couple humans that before I croak and leave this place, I would say I'd be cool with that.
Solid. Good answer.
Yeah.
Britt, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
I can't believe it's taken this long. I don't know why I didn't even think to Britt, let's have her on.
Anytime you want to go on
Yeah.
rabbit holes, I'm
Fucking
here.
love it.
Now I'm going to study up on my pyramids. I'm embarrassed. I don't know more on that.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Where can they find you, Britt? If they need a house or anything.
You can find me on Instagram or Twitter, Britt Ringstrom, Facebook, Britt Ringstrom Homes, BrittRingstrom.com, and it'll take you away from there.
Sweet. Cool.
Shoot me an email.
Okay.
Pretty easy to talk to.
Okay. Thank you, Britt.
Thank you.
All right.